Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it might be because it's so retrograde. I'm just kidding. So we have Elizabeth and Stephanie in the house. They have the show That's So Retrograde. Oh my God. How are you ladies?
We're wonderful. Thank you for having us.
So tell us a little bit about your show.
So the show began almost 5 years ago as our curiosity for all things wellness and feeling good was really sparked, and we didn't really have any hub for information that spoke to us. So we set out to educate ourselves and in turn educate our audience. And it started very trend driven in wellness, but since then it's really taken on its own curious, twisty path.
So we know just last year you were on Alyssa Goodman's show talking about That's So Retrograde. Let's take a look.
What gets you up in the morning with these people that you're interviewing? I mean, what excites you with the podcast?
I think just curiosity is what drives it. And we're just coming from, we love the idea that was presented to us from one of our guests of permission to be the beginner. So, you know, the space of podcasting, you know, Stephanie comes from a comedy background. I come from a fashion background, and the podcasting thing was new to us, but we really went for it. And it's been such a journey.
What about you?
Yeah, I just want people to know through our show or whatever means possible that taking care of yourself is easy and fun.
And that's our goal with the show. We want to present this information in a way that's like, here's the information. We're going to laugh about it. We're going to have fun.
Right.
It's not one size fits all, but like with information, you can really form a toolkit of what within the wellness world works for you.
So I asked everybody at the end to sum up, you know, their mission statement. And what is in one word? Okay, one word. It is
fun.
My rosemary.
Because if we're not having fun, then like, what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point?
So what is the point for you guys? I know you're two manifest generators. What's been happening since that last interview?
Well, are you sure that was 1 year ago?
I think
not
that was
400 years ago. What is
Many moons, many hair colors.
Spooky. I hated that.
Well, we loved it, clearly, because you're back on this show. So what has happened besides, obviously, the hair?
Well, right, it grew and it changed color. I think that, you know, through the show we have the opportunity to meet so many incredible guides and healers and inspirational people, and we're just like sponges for all that information. So we're just growing so much, like as the show grows.
You know, I think that we need to define for the audience also, like, what is retrograde? We know it is because it's in LA and it's like all about like, oh, it's retrograde and all that. But how would you guys explain, and what is retrograde for people out there that don't know what that is?
So it's an astrological phenomenon that occurs when a planetary body is no longer moving in forward momentum. It slows down, like the timing of its axis, so it appears to be going backwards. It's not actually going backwards, it's just slowing down. So it changes the gravitational pull and changes the way that the planetary bodies affect our bodies.
So if you've ever seen spinners on a car, it slows down, it looks like it's going backwards.
It's like
that's what's
that,
happening.
exactly.
And then if you were going to ground that and how that would affect us, it tends to, you know, communication is muddied, but how things are being experienced aren't always as what they seem, or it's as it looks like it's going reverse. We always like to say it's like the retrograde of the re. So it's a great time to just reevaluate, reassess.
It seems like a big excuse for people.
Well, I think most people don't really know what it is, and so they're just blaming their bad personality on my.
It's mean today, it's retrograde.
Yeah.
So you're likened to be the ABFAB of the new age,
Right.
right?
That's what we've been called.
So what brought you two together?
Friendship.
Universe.
Yeah.
Retrograde.
We became friends when we were back in our 20s yesterday, and it was just one of those things where we like knew we were going to be friends immediately. And then she had a fashion company called Closet Rich, and I was doing stand-up. And our first project together is that we made sketches wearing her clothes. So it was like a collaboration of both of our kind of skill sets, and this is just an evolution of bringing those two things to the table with the curiosity for something that we're both really passionate about.
So cool. What have been some of the highlights of the show, or some of the most interesting pieces of information that has been shared with
Oh,
you?
wow. You know, one of the best parts of the show is, I would say it's twofold. One is, you know, I've always seen us as connectors, and we've found this medium to connect people to new ideas and new things that better their lives. So finding people that maybe the masses haven't heard about yet, and then exposing our audience to these concepts that these various healers or teachers are talking about is so cool. And then the feedback we get is like their website crashes, or they're now booked out through the end of the year, that type of thing.
And we're like, save us a spot.
Identifying things that we just find valuable, and then being able to communicate that to everybody who's, you know, our audience. We see them as like we're all on the same tip. So that's really wonderful. And then, you know, having fun people on the show who aren't necessarily in wellness, and giving them an opportunity to shine a spotlight on their wellness practices, or their health practices, their self-care. That's really fun too. So we'll have like Sarah Silverman or Whitney Cummings, a lot of people from either fashion or comedy coming in and also talking about what they get to do to stay grounded
So
and
cool.
feel good. Yeah.
Sounds like a dream job.
We created it, so it was.
Speaking of dream, we know that you're also part of the Dear Media family. What's that experience been like for you?
It's been amazing. We love them so much. We have been in various different production areas. Like, as we figured this out, as podcasting is kind of like a newer medium, you know, it's like very much an evolving space, and they're such a great partner, such a good home.
Well, special shout out to Michael and Lauren. Congratulations as well. They're
baby.
expected.
Yeah, so cool.
So cool. And you also host some live events.
We do.
Tell us about that.
So we're doing a series what's first? First, we're doing a thing at the W Hotel on Thursday night.
Los Angeles on the 18th, and that's a free event with Kelsey Patel, who is an amazing Reiki healer and mindfulness coach. And that will just be like a fun discussion, and that's a free event. And you
Did she mention that it's free?
It's free. You have no excuse. And you can find a link to reserve a spot to that on our Instagram at So Retrograde. And then we're really excited because we have a speaking series coming up at the Den. It's going to be October, November, and December.
The Den meditation, not the Den bar.
Right. Well, we can go to the bar.
No, I hate that bar.
That was so retro.
We've had people accidentally show up at the bar instead of the meditation studio.
So one more question for you guys. We're talking about overwhelm. How do you guys deal with when you're overwhelmed? What are your kind of principles you live by?
I would say being mindful about taking breaths is really important. You know, I get overwhelmed personally because my mind is moving really quickly, and I'm like always on to the next thing. And in order to stop that, I need to come back to right this moment. And really the only thing that grounds you in that is breathing. So that's really big. I think both of us have meditation practices that sort of grow and vary and change with our needs. That's pretty much it for me. Sleeping, getting enough rest. I can't emphasize that enough.
Yeah, I think for us, one of the main conclusions we've come to in doing our show is that it's not one size fits all, and not every day is the same. So I think for me, the biggest lesson that I've taken with me and that I apply to my life is leaving space to be able to check in to what I need at the time. So if it's meditation, if it's taking a walk, if it's just sitting and chilling out watching TV, having time to make dinner, like knowing the things that make me feel good and that can help alleviate stress or anxiety, and having the time to and allowing a moment to do that.
So if you could meditate and manifest a dream guest, who would it be?
We have like a list of a few. I really want to interview Russell Brand.
Yeah, he's interesting.
So great.
Yeah, I've been obsessed with him for so long. For so long, and I just love, like, I feel a personal connection to someone who's like rooted in comedy but has moved into spiritual space. I feel like it's like a kindred moment, so that would be amazing. Who's yours?
For right now, well, it's always been RuPaul.
Oh, yeah.
But Marianne Williamson right now, I'm dying to talk to her and hear what this new journey that she's on is all about.
Yeah.
Is that our
them
outro
both.
music?
Yeah. So tell everyone where they can find and follow each of your journeys, and of course, listen to the podcast.
We can find That's So Retrograde on Spotify, on iTunes. You can go on Instagram at So Retrograde.
And she's at SS Simbari on Instagram, and I'm at Elizabeth Kott.
Love it. Yeah. The music comes on. I mean, zip it.
Like, you're done.
Thank you so much. You guys are so
It's been real.
nice.
We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. All of today's interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show is streaming at EverTalk TV, available on Apple TV and Roku.
That's right. We are waking up the world. You guys have a great Transformation Tuesday for all these extraordinary women and a divine day.
It's going to be a good morning, La La Land.